industry a black hole? That is how they see it. So we have to do a number of things to make sugar right. We have to improve a number of things. We have to make sure people get higher wages. On rice, I came from Essequibo, and they keep peddling their lies to people that we're taking their money to Petro-Caribbean, keeping it their rice export money. And I had to point out that Petro-Caribbean has absolutely nothing to do with the rice industry. That this is the government, a caring government, putting money that we get on oil credit towards the rice industry so our farmers can get higher price. And because of our support to the rice industry and here in Region 5, that's an important area. We've spent $54 billion on drainage and irrigation in the last 10 years alone. Billions on farm-to-market roads. We removed the taxes on fertilizer. We ensured that we adjust the taxes so that diesel would be cheaper. There are times when we put direct support to the industry to seed paddy. We now offer in our manifesto a price support system so farmers can get a higher price and their period of time. We don't have any apology to make for helping rice farmers or sugar workers. And because of all of this industry has grown from 10 million US dollars when we got into office. Today it's 250 million US dollars in the hands of our farmers. We spoke about online education. We know that this region and Region 6, a lot of the jobs are agricultural based. What are we going to do with the kids when they finish school? So we put in place a technical institute in this region. But that's not enough. That is why if you check the manifesto again, you will see the creation of a special development fund to co-invest with businesses so different types of jobs can come here, including in the ICT sector. We promise online unit.
From boxing, Frank. Yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you do such a thing?
Mike Steve, that thing fuck up.
I not get paid for that, we make it pay the one.
I was wondering if we have someone from ACNU here trying to muzzle me. But I know it's not so. It's just a problem with the microphone. So comrades, you know what the challenges are. The challenges are about the future too, not just about the past. We are proud members of the PPP family. We can hold our heads up high any part of this world because of the changes we brought to Guyana. When your relatives come back from New York now, they see those changes. They're proud of them. Many of them are moving back too. And the thing is that we have a lot more to offer. And I urge all of you to read our manifesto, because that outlines in great detail our plans for the future. So comrades, I'm not going to spend much time talking because I know your minds are made up. But it's not just about the people who are here this evening. It's about those who didn't get a chance to come here. It is about those who are still listening sometimes to the lies of the opposition and believing them. It is about what will happen.
depending on what we do, we will either end up with Nagamutu, who has been nothing but a big disappointment and scam, or we can end up with a woman who has worked all over her adult life for all of us here in Guyana. A woman who is distinguished and recognized as a decent person anywhere in the world. And we here in Region 5, men and women and young people, let us help this country to elect its first female Prime Minister. Let us help to elect Elizabeth Harper. Thank you, residents of Region 5, and thank you, ladies, for your very warm welcome.
जामे बोले ये जामे में कुछ
And thank you for this overwhelming show of support for President Donald Trump and the People's Progressive Party civic. Under the strong leadership of the PPP administration over the past 2 decades, we have seen an expansion of our economy and significant progress in key sectors: agriculture, housing, education, health. The clear vision outlined in our manifesto reflects the commitment of the party to preserve this credible track record that will take our country to even greater levels of economic and social progress, providing opportunities for all Guyanese to enjoy a high standard of living and benefit from the gains of development. At the heart of this vision is a concern that the party has for the social well-being of all our people, in particular the most vulnerable groups: children, women, the persons who are elderly and disabled. We will safeguard their rights by adopting programs that will see more effective systems for the protection of our children, for our women, consolidating action on the implementation of the National Plan for Domestic Violence, for the action on sexual and domestic violence, establishing more safe homes, and encouraging continuing education programs and providing support for economic empowerment through small loans for the establishment of businesses. Women's health remains a priority, in particular the reduction of maternal deaths, and we will ensure that programs are in place to bring this rate down. We will also be addressing the needs of single parents and providing second chance programs to teen mothers to complete their education or to access technical and vocational skills training. Programs will be put in place for greater sensitization of adolescents so that they make the right life choices, and for training and retraining of teachers, health providers, parents, and civil society groups to ensure that teen mothers are not discriminated against. Special attention will be paid to care for the elderly and in the full promotion of their rights. Similarly, for those persons who are differently able, we will focus on providing incentives to employers who create employment for this group of persons. Another social concern of ours and yours that must be urgently addressed is the suicide rate. We will strengthen existing programs and work with communities and society groups, state-based organizations, sensitize persons in this social area. I want to speak to the young people who recognize the key role which you play in the building of our nation. We want to ensure that when you leave school or complete your university education or graduate from our technical institutes,
Camera shares a put any boss. Any boss. Any boss there. Put any boss. Mama.
Freedom of expression, non-violence, respect and tolerance for our diverse cultures, ethnicities, and religions, and gender equality. This past week, our minds were exalted by an act of barbarity that I felt so disgusted and ashamed. This display of barbarity took place in full view of children. What kind of example are we setting to our children? I could not help but feel too that women cannot respect themselves. How can we expect people to respect us? We just heard about another act of bullying that took place this morning. I'm not sure how to support the over there. You just come over. And terrorized. But she's still strong here on the stage. And I salute her.
I like this view.
We have 7 days to go. I encourage us all not to be drawn into any confrontation or be tempted to respond to any thoughts in a way that would go against the principles of our party and the code of conduct which we have signed. Let us show everyone that we as a party can conduct ourselves with dignity and self-respect. Let us make history the right way, as a country that can be respected in the eyes of the international community, a country which fully respects and upholds the principles of democracy, with a record that can stand up for the highest standards of national monitoring for the holding of a peaceful election. Their environment that is free and fair and integration. Let me assure you that as Prime Minister, I will be my duty to work alongside His Excellency President Donald Trump, ensure the implementation of the plans and policies that we have outlined in our lives. It is a duty that I pledge to fulfill in my utmost being. But I can only do that through the strength of the Almighty and with His wisdom and His guidance. This election is about making a great country even better. We have to continue what was started by President Bangladesh and those who preceded him from the People's Progressive Party Civic over the last 2 decades. Do you agree that we have the plan? Do you agree that we have the team? Do you agree that we are ready? I urge you to come out early on May 11th. Vote for PPP. Vote for continuity of strong leadership, clear vision, and sound policies that would lead to greater stability, peace, and prosperity for all of the people of Guyana. Let us make every vote count for our party. Place your eggs in the box next to the cup, and let us vote for a resounding victory for the cup. May God bless you, and may God bless our beautiful nation of Guyana. Thank you.
Beloved charity, and the countless others who serve for this country, but we'll always win against all the evil, and no break cannot come and hold what we and our love and loyalty to this country. Outshines our mirror with an beauty. It is time to rally for we party and country. It is time to rally for we party and country. I am free, I am me, I am the right for the PPP. I am free.
Remember special duty, Region 5. Remember special duty to help create history by making sure Elizabeth Garcroft becomes the first elected woman Prime Minister of this country. I want you to join with me this afternoon. You'll see them at your doorstep in your bottom house, while you're at the fireside in your kitchen. They'll come through your streets. Let's welcome and say thank you to the young people who have been visiting you every day, every single afternoon. Let's celebrate them.
Since 1950 we in the service of this blessed country. None of it we pledge for under our duty, no, our duty. From the British and even our own, Guyana never shall be in a place to follow. They raid and raid, but we say because injustice and repression is a heavy cross. It is time to rally for the party and country. Go to the PPP. It is time to rally for the party and country. Go to the PPP. I am free. I am me, I have the right to call it PPP. I am free, yes I am me, I have the right to call it PPP. We sing this song for our beloved charity, and the countless others who serve for this country.
Yeah, right, just go right.
Efforts don't go in vain. You see us in a band over there that says the PPP rocks. And I saw another one that says progressive youth vote for the PPP always. My friends, what is it? Why is it that they were walking house to house for the last 4 weeks? Why have they come to visit you? Why have they given up their free time? Because they want to make where we promise and we deliver. That is our mantra. We promise, we deliver. And so it is our duty to ourselves here this afternoon to make sure that we resolve that from May 11th, we are going to make sure that we can continue the good life. This afternoon I ask you to welcome the man who will take us forward for the next 5 years. Our second president and the next president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Donald Trump.
Thank you. Somebody is good. Thank you very much, brothers and friends. Comrades, we have one more week to go. 7 more days to go. When we must win this election with the biggest majority ever. These elections, we must win it so we can safeguard our future. We have delivered in this country. We have been a party of change in this country. We changed Guyana from being the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere to today we are described as a middle-income developing country. And we are ready to make greater change in our country to take us forward so that we can enjoy a high standard of living. And none of our people will want to leave this country again because they will have a good and happy life right here in Guyana. And to do that, Congress, we have to deliver on the new kind of infrastructure we want. You know, our speakers mentioned that we want to build a strong economy and we want to build a modern economy so that we can modernize our country and have all the amenities here and we can push our country forward. We will once more make Guyana the most developed country in the Caribbean. We have already started to do that. We have already started to do that. Over the years, we have been creating the human capital for us to implement the plans that we have. You will recall, before the PPP got in the office, not every child of primary school age could have gone to school. And only 30% of the children leaving primary school got into secondary school. Today, 100% of our children are in primary schools. We have the highest enrollment in kindergarten education in the whole region. And more than 90% of our children now leaving primary school can go to secondary schools. And very soon, with the PPP civic in government, every single child will be able to go to secondary school. And comrades, that will make us, we're going to push ahead and we will make Guyanese people the most educated people in the Caribbean. that our country will attract investment here. Not because of cheap labor, but we will attract investment here because we will have a highly educated workforce. A workforce capable of dealing with every single new instrument that we have available. And we will attract the cutting edge industry to come here. I'm glad to that with the fact now that we have a strong educated population. We must now put in the new infrastructure so that our country can move because we have people that are capable of moving it. That is why we have to have cheap energy in Guyana. You know that cheap energy is essential to transform our country into an industrial manufacturing country, where we can add value to our agricultural products, where we can create high-paying jobs for our people. That is the things we will have to do. And as you know, the opposition shut down the infrastructure, the hydropower that we wanted to bring here. But I promise you here again that when we win these elections on May 11th, one of the top priorities will be to bring a minor fault hydro project to fruition. That is very essential because it will create thousands of high-paying jobs for our people. That is why we invested in technical institutes, and that is why we are helping more and more highest enrollment at our university ever. And more universities are being built. Offshore universities are being built here as we speak. Comrades, apart from that, we will build right in the Bobby's River. Right in the Bobby's River to improve our capacity. We will build a new deep water harbor. That will be capable of allowing our country to become a maritime hub in the region. It will allow us to import and export goods and bigger volumes and bigger quantities. That is what we want to be doing here in the Bobby's River. And we have to do this now because the Panama Canal is being expanded and bigger ships are being built. That will help us also to export more goods in bigger volumes, save transportation costs. It will help us to import in bigger volumes and also save and keep your cost of living down. That is how important it is. But more than that, we will create right there in this area a free economic zone where jobs will be created. More and more jobs will be created for the people of our country, and in more particular for the people of Region 5 and 6. Thousands of technical jobs will be created, and we will tie that deep water harbor to the road to let them as the connectors to Brazil. And that is why we can become a maritime hub for the whole Caribbean. That is some of the direction that we have to go. We also have to build a new airport because of two reasons. One, we need a new airport in order to develop our tourism sector. You know, many countries, Greece for instance, Greece is going through a deep economic crisis. And had it not been for tourism, that country could have collapsed. We have a powerful tourist product. The have to put the infrastructure in place to ensure that we realize that dream. Already, we just commissioned the first world-class hotel in Guyana in the Marriott that we commissioned last week. That hotel is already employing more than 200 Guyanese. And when the entertainment complex come on stream in the not too distant future, it will employ another 200 Guyanese here to work at the Marriott. Comrades, to complement that, to add to that, and to create bigger volumes, we need a new airport. And that is essential because for us to land bigger planes here with more people, for us to have more airlines coming to our country, to bring down the cost of traveling, we need a new airport in Guyana. And we will build that new airport so we can develop the tourism sector. But we will also be able to help small farmers, the shallow farmers, to get into the fresh markets, into the United States, into Canada, into Europe. Because with a new airport and many more flights, we will bring down freight costs. We will bring down freight costs in our country. And with no freight costs, we can send fresh vegetables, agricultural goods to reach the market on time. And our farmers, our cash crop farmers, can earn a much better life than having bigger market for them to supply. These are the directions that we will have to go. Comrades, and we are also working with the Surinamis to bridge the Quarantine River so that we can drive all the way to Paramaribo non-stop. There again, that bridge will create new opportunities for our people. That could be another area where we can open new free economic zones, create manufacturing jobs, and to allow our people to have higher standards of living. The same thing with the road to Natem. Again, right there, we can also have another free zone to create goods and services to supply into the South American market. We need also to broaden our base for agriculture. We're looking at new crops, apart from the sugar industry, which has been spoken about already. But let me say here that we believe that the best days of the sugar industry is still ahead of us. We are working to create new revenue streams for the industry, for us to have new revenue streams. And we are committing ourselves that over the next we will spend a minimum of $20 billion to ensure that the industry survives and strives and goes forward. Comrades, we are also working on the roads. We have improved the road work here tremendously. You can now move very easily to Georgetown with your products. And in the area where we get in congestion and traffic, we are building wider roads, bigger roads, so that you can move faster and more safer to your destination. And we are also making it easy for goods to be transported to be air freighted out of our country, because we're connecting the East Bank Highway to the East Coast Highway with a road that will come through Oval, and that will help tremendously in easing traffic congestion and moving goods to the airport to be freighted. friends, the danger to this plan, there's one danger to this plan. One issue that we have to deal with in this plan. We have to defeat the machination of the joint opposition, who over the last 3 years, all that they have shown is their capacity to destroy and their ability to try to hold back the progress of our country. We cannot afford to go back anymore in Guyana. The road is only forward right now, and therefore we have to ensure that these people never again get their hands on the state apparatus. Comrades, they not only cut the beginning of the building their minor hydro power station. You heard that they cut $89 billion over the last 2 years from our budget. They cut things that affect you. You remember last year that we gave you $10,000 for every child that you had in school, from kindergarten to secondary school. You remember that program? You collected the money? Well, comrades, that is one of the programs that the opposition wanted to cut from the budget. And when we put it back in, that is when they went with a no confidence motion to the parliament, showing you that it was not accidental the first time they cut it. To demonstrate that it was not accidental, they went with a no confidence motion, showing that they're totally anti-people, that they don't want you to progress and to develop. Can we trust those people in government anytime? Then we will have to keep them out. We will have to keep them out. Comrades, they also cut the airport, the budget for the airport. They cut the Amerindian Development Fund. After they pauperized the Amerindian population for the years that they have been in government, never did anything for them. Now they're trying to prevent their progress, trying to stop them from progressing when we are putting funds for Amerindian development. We have therefore to try to stop them. We have to stop them at these elections, and we have to stop them in every way that they want to come. Because they have shown their COVID hope. They have shown what they want to do. They don't want to pass. They don't want to pass the bill, the anti-money laundering bill, the bill that is designed to fight against organized crime in our country and in the world. The bill that will make Guyana laws hostile to the criminals in our society. And if we don't pass the bill, the international community can blacklist us. Two times they voted against this bill in the parliament. In voting against this bill, they are actually voting it for making our country a haven for criminals. But we must not be surprised about that, because the opposition has a history of tying themselves up with criminal elements. When did we have the Russian Commission now going on in the city? And it is coming out clearly there that when they were in government, they used to take weapons. The PNC used to take weapons from the army. And a lot of those weapons have found themselves in the hands of criminals. We see that in my county, when the police police confronted the bandits there, they found them with weapons that the PNC took from the army. When they had the killing, they found one again. When they killed people in Lugan and on the east bank of the Marara, they had weapons that they took from the army. And you must notice, every single time our police confront the bandits, whenever they confront criminals, the opposition never give them any support. They always attack them and say that they're executing people and extrajudicial killings. This opposition party has been constantly linked with the criminal elements. The same James Bond that is doing wickedness now in trying to support our elections and what he's doing on his Facebook. He is one of the biggest defenders of the criminal elements in our society. Yes. Look at Michael Hughes. He got off the men who killed the people in Lugan, even though they had eyewitnesses by conflict of interest. When the foreman of the jury was his client for 7 years, and he said he did not remember that. Comrades, these people are now coming and talking to you about security. I heard Granger said when he was in Bartica that never again there will be any massacre in Bartica if he becomes president. And he reminds me of a statement that Bonham once made. Bonham once said, "He who calls off the dogs, own the dogs." Own the dogs. So very, very clearly, Granger is implying that he is in control of the dogs. He is in control of the dogs, and he can seek them, and he can hold them back whenever he likes. Comrades, we have to be very careful with our future, with our children's future. We have to ensure that we win back the majority in the parliament. We cannot allow them anymore to have any kind of control in the parliament as they had the last time. You know this. They took everything in the parliament and they used the parliament not to promote the development of our country, but to try to stop it in every way. And the AFC that came here at the last election to promise 20% increase to the workers, they agreed with that too, that the industry must be shut down. When last year we voted $6 billion to help the sugar industry, up to voted against it, and the AFC tried to cut the budget. These are hypocrites. These are people who are only interested in power for the sake of having power. These are people who want to dictate to you what you must eat. They ban flour, they ban potato, they ban dal, they ban all of these things. That is why they want